It's finally time to start planting tomatoes in our garden, and so we've got a few of the All-America selection varieties that we're going to plant. And this year we're going to start off in our large box bamboo trellis that we've built, with some that are going to get about 4 to 6 feet tall, so they're going to have plenty of support as they continue to get that height. We've got four different ones that we're going to plant in here, and the first one we're going to start off with is called Chef's Choice Green, and this particular one is going to get about 4 feet tall. It is a traditional tomato, so it's going to get to be like a large sort of a beefsteak like tomato, but what's unique about this is this one's going to actually have yellow streaks to it. And I'm going to go ahead and leave both of them for now. We still have some cold temperatures coming, so just for the time being I'm going to go ahead and let both of those seedlings grow, and we'll eventually come back and snip one of those off as we see that they're both surviving, because we've got two in there, you can see. So this is Chef's Choice Green, and it's going to have yellow streaks, but it's going to be a larger tomato. So as it grows up, we'll support it and we'll start attaching it to the sides here. The next one we've got is called Chef's Choice Black. And this one is very similar to the Chef's Choice Green, only as the name implies, it's going to have more of a, I wouldn't say it's a full-on black color, but it's going to be more of a brownish color to it, but still, you know, a unique, interesting tomato. And one thing I should have mentioned about this yellow one is it's going to have more of a citrus flavor to it, whereas this one's going to be, again, like your beefsteak. Now on this one, again, you can see I started these seedlings with 2 seeds in each little packet. So on that one I'm leaving in case we have a freeze. I want to show you another option that you can do, and that's to go ahead and plant them, but if they're so intertwined, what you might do is just get your snips and then decide which one you want to keep, kind of tease them apart, the leaves apart. I'm going to go ahead and keep this one. So I'm just going to snip this one at the base. And that will kill that plant, okay? So now we've decided that that's the one that we're going to keep, and we've terminated the other one. We've got it planted in here. These are small, so I'm not going to plant them any deeper than really what they already have been planted at, although we know with tomatoes we can plant them deeper if we'd like to. So the next one we're going to plant, again, an All-America selection variety called Apple Yellow. And this one is going to produce a smaller, very traditional apple-shaped tomato. It looks like a traditional apple shape, but yet it is a tomato. It's going to be smaller. And you can see here again we've got 2. So another option to do if you have 2 is to try to gently, very gently, kind of just tease those 2 plants apart if you're wanting to save both of those. So you don't want to pull on the stems too much, because again, if you were to tear or damage those stems, then you're going to basically kill that plant. So you can see I'm barely doing anything and they are just falling apart there. So now I have 2 plants that I can plant both of those if I want to. So I'm going to set one of them aside for right now, and I'm going to go ahead and plant this other one in here. Now the concern is that you've kind of disturbed all of the root ball. We've lost the soil around it, so it doesn't have quite as much protection as what the other ones did if you just left them and planted them in there. So this one we might go a little deeper just because it doesn't have that root ball to support it. Break some of these dirt clods up around it, and we're going to go ahead and bury that in there. Again, this is called Apple Yellow. It's going to get about 5 to 6 feet tall. Have small apple-shaped yellow tomatoes, which are pretty meaty tomatoes, and they're actually really good for stuffing, for like an appetizer. And another thing is it's going to produce about 1,000 of those little tomatoes if we're doing everything right. So I'm excited to see how this one produces. And then our last one that we're going to plant in here is one that we planted last year called Midnight Snack. And it's a fun little tomato. Again, this is a small cherry type tomato, but it is going to produce a black tomato for us. And the way you can tell, it's kind of going to ripen red at the base of it. Again, all the soil's been tilled, but you know, when you come back out, you kind of want to rough it up just again to allow those roots to get established. We don't have very big of a plant here, so we don't have to do too much. Get that in there. Again, the nice thing about planting tomatoes is that you can plant them a little bit deeper, so you don't have to worry about planting them too deep. So with all of these, I've tried to create a little bit of a well, so when we water these, we know that the water is kind of going down to around the root zone. We of course want to water these to get them established, to settle them in and settle that soil around that root zone also. In no time, we expect these tomatoes to be taken off and having to secure these to our bamboo trellis.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.